Hey, what is up, guys? This is Lemillion Nation coming to you again with another video. Now, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember that my videos right now are the spoiler content for My Hero Academia's new chapter today. Alright, guys, so click on one of my other chapters for the time being if you haven't already watched my other videos. But now we're going to head into My Hero Academia chapter 317's summary. Alright, guys. Now, the title of this chapter is Wounds, Blood, and Mud, right? The chapter opens up with a full page illustration of Deku's face, right? He has eye bags and overall looks really tired. The heroes are reunited in a seaside storehouse. They escaped last chapter's explosion without any casualties, but they lost the little information they had about All for One and the League of Villains. Right, guys? So the little information that Lady Nagan gave them, it was used up, and All for One already calculated that in his plans. Right? Everything's an explosion with this guy. Anyhow, he probably linked up with Data. Everything's an explosion. Edshot suggests asking Nagant once again, but Hawk says she's still unconscious and her body is heavily injured. So I mean, she can't help out in the fight with All for One. She'd be instrumental in fighting him if she wasn't blown right up. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Eric could rewind her. But is it worth? Well, it's worth it. But is it safe? Because there are so many heroes who could be at 100% if Eric could rewind them. But wow, is it worth rewinding Lady Nagant, who might still be a double spy? She might be doing all of this in All for One's calculations. Well, yes, it is. And then she turns out to be a double agent. And then no, she goes back to All for One. And when she literally healed, she just captures Deku or does something very terrible, which would have been in All for One's calculation that she would help them, bring them there, get blown up, nearly die, get revived by them with Eri, and then she complete the mission. Like with All for One, you can't put anything past him. But anyhow, the doctors are surprised that she's still alive. Headshot says that maybe now it's time to risk it all. Headshot is giving a lot of suggestions this chapter and tell every single hero the truth about All for One in order to form a giant unified search group. You know, this big gamble that Headshot just suggested, maybe it's the right thing to do. I've seen it over and over and over again. Persons think that, okay, they have it all figured out, and then this big gamble risk, right, comes up and say, hey, maybe we should do this. And then the heroes don't take it, and they end up regretting it later on. Who knows? Maybe it'll go a different way, but I mean, I'm calling it. I think that they should really tell everyone about Deku right now, regardless of what's going to happen. They should all focus on giving support on Deku since he is the most likely to run into villains. Dead Arms gave up on being a hero the day before yesterday. We then see a flashback of him taking off his hero costume part by part, seeing that recently the people's skepticism has increased exponentially. There are still people cheering for the heroes, but one booing will always be stronger than 10 cheers. He ends his speech saying he thought he was a hero, but deep down he's only human. Then we see the flashback cut back right to the present, right? They comment on that many heroes are giving up, and some of them even contact the media to leak information. So the people are getting closer to find out about Deku. If the truth about One for All is revealed to the world right now, all this negativity will be directed into Deku. Mountain Lady then asks why All for One, hasn't revealed the truth about All for One to everyone yet. All for One, One for All. Truth about One for. I keep getting them confused. OFA to everyone yet. Endeavor concludes that he must have a reason. He wants to actually avoid doing that. We see a missed call from Shoto on Endeavor's phone and a message telling Enji to call him back. He thinks that their talk in the hospital and he thinks about their talk in the hospital and asks him to wait just a little longer. Alex also received a message. It's from Allmight saying that another hired villain was sent after Deku, but he got defeated instantly, right? And Deku is actually lifting the villain up with Black Whip. Deku claims his victory again, and the assassin against the assassin that was sent after him. All Might stands behind him outside his car with a really worried face, but Deku proceeded to leave as he warned All Might to be careful because the villain might explode again. All Might yelled at him to wait, and then All Might handed him a bento box because he figured that Deku hadn't eaten yet. And guys, honestly, well, we're gonna get to it, but Deku refused and told All Might that he doesn't have to follow him anymore. He's trying to protect All Might here. All Might tried to argue, but Deku said that he could already move like All Might in his prime without any side effects, like before. That means you can use one for all comfortably with 100% without the side effects. But the thing about it is, he's not as strong as All Might because All Might could pretty much use one for all at 100% when he was untrained and just received the power because of how his body was. Deku is just at that point now. It's not like it's not like he is like All Might in his prime literally. He's utilizing 100%, but he's not utilizing 100% if you get what I mean. His body can handle the output of 100%, but he's not as strong as All Might was before. When All Might continued to gain experience and get stronger and stronger and stronger, my 100% yesterday might be less or more today, depending on what I do today, right? I can get stronger, I can get weaker, right? My 100% this week, I can use 100% of my strength right now. And then next week, I have like half of that, or I have like a quarter more strength to offer up, right? So every level, every level is different. All Might was trying to argue, but Deku didn't listen, right? All Might figured through his inner monologue that Deku said this because Deku doesn't want him to get involved, right? Because it's shown that All Might is gonna actually die by a vicious villain attack, and Deku's trying to avoid that, right? And there was so imagine if All Might was near Lady Nagant when she exploded, he would have died, right? All Might remembers that he had sworn to raise and protect Deku. Deku left and All Might once again screamed "Wait!" at Deku and tried to chase him, but Deku ignored him and he flew as All Might fell to the ground and dropped Bento. All Might thought that he should have told Deku to stop doing your best and you can rest. And as he kneeled on the ground in regret, a panel showed that Stain was listening to their conversation. The next panel showed how citizens talked about Deku, describing him as someone who would come without a sound and has multiple quirks. Other citizens said that multiple quirks sounds like all for one and feared if it's actually a normal. But the others explained that the person saved people, and rumor has it that his body is full of wounds, blood, and mud. The last panel showed Deku looking like a beast with black whip coming out of his body, and the citizens' dialogue bubble said, "I heard that he doesn't look like a hero at all." That's the end of the chapter. I mean, Deku is more like a vigilante right now more than a hero. I mean, it's going in a different direction. Deku is not the cheerful guy he was before, but I mean, like, that's what time does to you. But anyhow, guys, this was a chapter. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think. This is Lemillion Nation signing out.